Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of Trend Talk. It's your girl Cece, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe below and join the conversation. Today, I have a special guest, my best friend, Britt. Say hey, girl.
Hey y'all.
To our no one who's watching, hey, hey. So let's get right into it with on the timeline. Okay, our first status from on the timeline is me and my homegirl having a debate. Who eats first, husband, wife, or kids? What you think?
I think it depends. I think
Mm,
a lot of these are like, I don't know, because like me and my husband, we both cook. So whoever cooks, we usually feed our son first because he's 3, you
mm-hmm.
know, and
Yeah.
then we eat together. So that's how we do our situation here. So usually the kid eats first. I get people like, oh, the man should eat first because he's working hard and long days and blah, blah, blah. But I think it really depends on your situation. But
Yeah.
not you finna have your husband eat and your kids not eating?
Yeah. It goes the same way over here. I don't have a man right now, but when I did, the kids always ate first. And now that my kids is bigger, whoever make it to the kitchen and make their plate first, that's who eat first. And I always felt
Mhm.
like since I was the one who was doing the cooking, that I would cook, but I wouldn't be hungry after I cook because I'm taste testing the food as I go, and it's like getting a little snack in. So when the food get done, I don't really be that hungry. So I just eat whenever I'm hungry. So yeah, it really depends, but it has never been a rule where I'm going to eat first. F those kids, like that's wild.
Exactly. I think a lot of people live in this like 1950s idea of like the man gets to eat first and then the children are off to the side and they eat whenever they eat because he's such a hard working, starving man. And I don't think that's always the case.
Yeah. And I don't respect men who want to eat first. Like, as a man, you're supposed to be the provider and the protector of the family. You would feed your young first. As the man, you should be eating
Exactly.
last.
Exactly. And usually, like, when my husband cooks, we eat as a unit. Like, he will wait for me to eat. Like, if I make him a plate, because I always make my son stuff first and then make him some, because sometimes he eats different stuff. And that's another thing. It's like, usually kids eat a little bit differently than the adults eat. And
Mm-hmm.
so I make my son his stuff and then me and my husband will eat. I make his plate first, give him his food, and then he waits for me to make my plate, and then I sit down and we eat together. And I feel like that's how it should be.
That is how it should be. Beautiful. Let me give you a little hand clap for that. Oh.
Not the hand clap.
Mhm. Okay, so let's go to the next topic on the timeline. As a parent, you come first, not your child. What do you think about that?
I think that's ridiculous, honestly, because and it depends on the sense of like where they're coming from. Because I get it, because people are like, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to do self-care and self-love and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, if it came down between me and my child, like, oh, your child needs your both set of your lungs, he can have them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put him first. I'm gonna make sure that he's straight first and then take care of myself because he's dependent on me, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, I think it depends on the context what we're talking about too. Like if it comes down to eating first or me buying my kids clothes versus me buying myself clothes, I'm gonna always do for my kids first. But you do have to make time for self. You have to work on you because, like you said, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you do have to take time to work on yourself. I feel like it should be a balance of putting
Mhm.
what you need first and putting what your kids need first. But I also feel you have to learn how to separate what your kids need versus what they want. So you don't always just be in mommy mode 24/7. Like you do have to give yourself time and you have to prioritize the needs of the kids to give yourself time. You know?
Absolutely, I agree. That's very well said. That's what I was thinking as well. It's very much a balance and act that you have to learn how to do, especially as a newer parent. When I first had my son, there was times when I would like forget to eat or forget to do this or that because I was so focused on what he needed. And it's like they tell you, if your child is fed and they're comfortable and they cool, and they chilling, then you need to take time and do stuff for yourself.
Hmm.
It's not like he's starving or your kids are starving. That's, of course, when you're supposed to go in and be like, all right, I need to take care of my kids. But if they chilling and they're like, oh, I need you to X, Y, and Z, and it's not an emergency and you're doing something for yourself, I feel like you're justified in taking that time for yourself to do what you got to do.
Hmm. Like another example of the want versus the need is I wanted to go to Vegas for my birthday, and my baby daddy hit me with the why why I want to go for Halloween but celebrate my birthday, and he was like,
Mhm.
you're going out of town on Halloween, who's gonna take the kids trick or treating, yada yada. I'm like, bro, this is not even a real holiday. Like, I'm going to go celebrate my birthday when I want to celebrate it. Trick or treating is not a need for the kids. Celebrating Halloween and just going to people's house and getting a whole bunch of candy to me is not a need. In that situation, I had decided that I'm going to put myself first and fuck these kids.
Exactly. You ain't wrong. Because it's just like, at the end of the day, he could take them if he feels some type of way. If he really feels like they need to go, he got 2 feet. He could take them trick or treating and they'll have the same time as they would with you.
Period. But that's one example where you should put your kids first. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Elon Musk is talking about he's finna start charging a monthly subscription to Twitter. I will not be buying. What about you?
Exactly. Because what are you talking about? Like, first of all, Twitter is not really what it used to be. I feel like back when it first came to creation or whatever, that
Mm-hmm.
everybody would be on there talking and you could talk freely and all this other stuff. And now they have so many regulations. Granted, you can still post some stuff, but they like to regulate us on the internet a lot more now than when the internet was new. So I don't really see a point in paying for it, especially because, sir, you are super duper rich. You have billions of dollars. What are you
Exactly.
asking me for money for? You know?
Exactly. I would never pay for something that was once free because, like, what is the added value to paying for it? It's the same old Twitter, except you change the name to X. So, why would I pay for something that has been free all of this time? Like, what, what are you going to be giving to make this pay worthy? I mean,
Exactly. Like, am I going to get some added benefits for having it? Do I get a subscription to somebody's streaming services or something? Because if not,
mhm.
you can keep it.
And I feel like if you're gonna be charging for the app, then everyone needs to get paid for tweeting. Period.
I think that would be a good idea. Like how they do TikTok. Like if I'm tweeting and my stuff is doing numbers, then I need to be getting compensated for it.
Period. Okay, so that's enough of that. Okay, Ariana Grande is getting a divorce from her husband of 2 years, Dalton Gomez. And apparently
hmm
it's because she wants to be with her boyfriend, Ethan Slater. Now, you know more about this topic than me, so I'm going to let you go ahead and take the wheel. What?
Okay, so boom, this is the story.
Mhm,
Okay, so the tea is Ethan Slater was a co-star with Ariana and they met and she was hanging out with him and his wife. Mind you, his wife, either she just had a baby or their baby's like one, something like that. Their baby is very much new. Like her first Mother's Day was in May type stuff. And
mhm,
so she was having all these like kick it sessions with him and his wife, and then he started going and hanging out with Ariana by himself.
mm.
And so then it came out like in the tabloids that Ariana was with him for her birthday and all this other stuff. And now everybody's getting a divorce because they want to be together, but she's also maybe not dating some other guy. And so it's just like really messy. So she's very much Mrs. Still your man. For real. Cause she did that with all of her exes. Like she did that with Keith, what's his name? Pete Davidson. She did
Mhm,
that with him. She did that with Mac Miller. She did that with Big Sean. So it's like she really cannot get her own man. She always gotta take somebody else's. And that's bad for her karmic energy, I
That's why
think.
she looking like that. Cause have y'all
Girl, that
seen
evil
how she look?
spirit.
Girl, I
But
just feel like this. Ethan, you should not leave your wife for this lady because as soon as she finds somebody else, you gonna be on the other side of this divorce filing for irreconcilable differences because she just seemed like the type to bounce to man from man. Whenever she gets bored, it's always someone else. So be careful. And you bogus as hell for doing that to your wife who got a new baby. That's crazy.
yeah, but that's have you seen the way he looks? Because he also looks a mess, and his wife is adorable. And I'm like, shame on you, looking like that, playing in
Does
your
she look
wife's
better than
face.
Ariana?
Not necessarily. She's cute though, but it's just like that's
Mm-hmm.
your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And poor little Dalton,
Look at his face. He just looks so innocent and didn't see it coming. Look at him.
blindsided. But oh well, I wouldn't have been with her because she is just broken up with Pete Davidson, got with him. So it's like she was on a rebound. So I didn't see it working out long term anyway.
Hmm. And it's I feel like men who get pulled into like the stardom. She's young, she's rich. Well, I don't know how young she still is, but she's rich. She doesn't have any kids. She's able to do things. Y'all probably fun. It's probably fun. But when you get in a
Mm.
relationship and things get serious, obviously you guys are not just having fun, like real life issues start to come up. And I feel like that's when she decides, okay, I need a new man to have fun with because this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, she is very much Cancer energy. Love and that new love and be on the move.
Hmm.
So
Well, hope
yeah.
everything works out for her. Hope her next relationship lasts. Probably won't. So let's keep it moving. Girl, name five Tinashe songs a die.
And I'm dead. I passed away.
So Chris Brown and Tinashe are into it because Tinashe got on the interview running her mouth like Chris Brown ain't who he is. Let me play y'all the clip.
Labely. Would you put in that category the songs you did with R. Kelly and Chris Brown?
Oh, you think I wanted? I literally I block out that R. Kelly song from my mind. I forget that even exists. That is so embarrassing. That is so unreal that I even have a song with R. Kelly.
Yeah, knowing you, it actually like hurts me that like somebody put you in that position and
I was
forced
so
you to
young
do that.
too, which is crazy because I feel like I did that song when I just signed to that label.
You lack a lot of control in that situation.
Oh yeah, of course. And especially when it comes to singles, like for example that song with Chris, that was a song that I put, a lot of like we all wanted it to be like this big moment, this big single. So I feel like in their mind, they were like, you need this support. And he was like their biggest artist they had on rhythmic radio at the time. And to me, I was like, well, this is a pop song. So I really don't feel like we should put Chris on it. Like that, I don't like that. That doesn't compute to me. But
Okay. So what do you think?
I think she tried it.
She definitely tried it.
I can see the
Like,
R. Kelly song. Go ahead.
yeah, no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I can see the R. Kelly song in the sense of like I've never even heard of it. I couldn't sing a word of it because I've never heard of it.
Mm,
But as far as that song Player, I feel like that really boosted her career because nobody was really checking for her. Like, yeah, she had to with Schoolboy Q, but other than that, nobody was really checking for Tinashe at that point. And he definitely gave her, the star of approval when he did a song with her, which he does for most artists. I feel like he gets on like a lot of artists songs that are new and up and coming and puts them on. You
mhm.
know?
He definitely does. He definitely had that star power. She's definitely playing on this man's top. Like he's not a R&B legend and a pop legend. Chris Brown does both, and he dabbles in rap too. So for you to be like, "Oh, I didn't understand him on a pop song," why not? Like,
I don't
girl,
understand her on a pop song.
exactly. Like, girl, what you? She should have just kept her mouth closed about Chris Brown. Honestly, like you said, I feel the R. Kelly thing because everybody just like, but everybody already knew about R. Kelly. So you didn't, I feel like she didn't have to. Maybe she did. I don't know. But you chose to do a song with R. Kelly. You chose to do the song with Chris Brown. And now, umpteen years later, you're having buyer's remorse. Why? This and it was so
Exactly.
unwarranted. Like, girl, just be thankful he was on your song. I didn't even hear that song until it came out that they was beefing about it. But girl, I can name 5 Chris Brown songs from every year he's been out since he was 16. Like, girl, stop it. You're not on Chris Brown level. You need to watch your mouth when you're talking about my man. Period.
Period.
Because everybody
But yeah,
did.
not everybody did.
And if you felt some way, like, you using him as content right now, because no one would have even heard about this interview had you not mentioned Chris Brown. But
Exactly. And he didn't respond.
exactly. But Chris Brown, we know he gonna clap back. Period.
And he not wrong, because people keep trying to villainize him and make him out to be this horrible person, but want to utilize him when it's beneficial to them. You can't do that. You can't have it both ways.
I don't think Chris Brown is a bad person, honestly. And I know people gonna be like, "Oh, he's a colorist. He does coke. Yada 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 yada." I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. He's allowed to be who he want to be. If that's the case, we all bad people because we all do shit that's questionable. So don't villainize this man when y'all don't know him personally. And y'all need to
Mm-hmm.
stop acting like he's not a legend in this game. He has more hits, more plaques, more stardom than a lot of these people, and they talking shit about him. They need to shut the fuck up. Period.
Yeah, I feel like people try and use his past against him to try to discredit his work that he does. But at the end of the day, you can't take that from him. Like, you can say, oh, he did X, Y, and Z when he was, 17, 18 years old. But that doesn't change the fact that right now, these are things that he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Like, when is a good time to let something go that someone has done in the past? Like, when do you stop looking at this person as the person they used to be if they're not doing these things anymore?
Exactly. Like, he's clearly evolved. That was like half of his life ago. He was young. He was a teenager. That is a 34-year-old man now. Let it go.
Mm-hmm. And I also feel like, shit, if Rihanna not mad, then we should not be mad about it. Like, I'm not finna be mad at somebody for doing something to somebody else and they not mad about it. That's crazy. Like, you don't have to defend Rihanna to the death of you. She's let it go. They made music together after it, and they had a little stint of being together after that happened. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
So yeah, like, if Rihanna forgive and forget, you should forgive and forget because it's not your situation. Period.
Period.
Okay, now Blueface. Blueface and Lil Baby is throwing shots in the music. This all started when Krishan had took a picture with Lil Baby. Blueface was all in his feelings and feeling some type of way about it and accusing Krishan of fucking with Lil Baby. And then next thing you know, Krishan is giving birth and Blueface refuses to come because Krishan was just eating at Little Baby's restaurant just a couple of days before. And so I guess Lil Baby got tired of, Blueface always having his name in his mouth. So Lil Baby went and made a diss record for Blueface, and here it is right here. He said, "Some in a suitcase, put 100 up a million times. Fuck is a Blueface." So Blueface, he was like, and this is what he had to say back.
He thought he knew me. How you let another grown man fill up on your booty? Couldn't be me, boy. I am not a hoochie. You niggas really in the street. I ain't really in the street.
So Lil Baby said, "Fuck is a Blueface," and Blueface came back and said, "You let a grown man fill on your booty, and you a hoochie." Blueface won that round. Blueface won that round. Because I feel like Lil Baby wasn't expecting Blueface to respond, but I don't know why he thought Blueface wouldn't respond. I feel like that's why he didn't come hard. I feel like if you gonna start a rap diss beef where y'all, going against each other in the music, Lil Baby should have came way harder because Blueface, he was like, fuck it, I'm all in.
I guess. I think they need to both collectively hang it up, knock it off in real life. Cause not y'all over here throwing touching your booty like a hoochie. Like what? What do you mean? And then he's talking about fuck a Blueface. Like, please let it go. It's not even real beef. I don't think it's not giving.
Mm-hmm. It's given we both need some clout because honestly, Lil Baby, even though he technically don't need the clout, he is the bigger artist. He hasn't been making any noise lately. Like the last song I heard from Lil Baby that I really like was "Hey," everything that don't put out out, and that was like last year. So I feel like
Yeah.
Lil Baby, he needed to come out and drop some fire before he decided to diss Blueface so he could get, his fans back on board.
Yeah, it's definitely given that they both just need a little bit of attention right now. Cause I mean, right now Blueface is more so in the media because of all of his baby mama drama. So maybe Lil Baby was like, "Oh, this is a good time. They'll be talking about me next," and they are, but you didn't win, so that's not good publicity.
Exactly. And Krishan was like, fuck Lil Baby and his restaurant. And she was all up in the music video twerking with Krishan Jr.
Girl, at the gas station, she needs to be in the house. She just gave birth like 5 minutes ago. A mess, a hot ass mess.
Blueface said, look, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you doing. You gonna work if you with me, period. Grab that baby and come be in this music video.
Grab the baby, let's hit the streets. Like, girl.
Mm-hmm. And she do not have a hat on that baby head at no point in time ever. Like, girl, that baby is not even a month on. Put a hat on that baby head, y'all outside. I don't care how hot it is. Put a hat on that baby
Girl, she said, no hat for my child. He free balling.
head. And get up in this music video and do something, baby. Period. I feel like that was a clout baby for real.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she did love him and want him, but I feel like she took this chance and be like, look, I'm gonna have this baby this time because shit is on the rocks, and I know if I had this baby, then I'm gonna be forever tied to this man. Because I hate how people act like Krishan put Blueface on. She is a bigger star now at this point. I don't even know if she's a bigger star. I feel like she's more well known. She don't got more money than him, and he lost his Instagram page when he was like at 8 million. So it gives the illusion that Krishan is the bigger star, but Blueface definitely put her on. No one would know who Krishan is if it wasn't for Blueface. Granted, she don't owe him his whole life for putting her on, but to act like Krishan is the reason why Blueface is hot, that's a lie.
Yeah, that's definitely reaching. I think that they collectively work together, to boost their career because nobody would really care about who she was if it wasn't for Blueface in the first place. But now she's keeping him relevant because of all the drama. Because I don't really see her stardom like, I don't like her music like that. It's loud and it's not my vibe. But you know what I'm saying? It's like they keeping each other relevant at this point.
hmm She's on Baddies. They have a show on Zeus together. So she's on two shows right now. And every time she performs, she only performs It's a Vibe. Like, girl, you've been performing the same song for 3 years. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, and that's not even a good song for real because it's not a vibe. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, next topic. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B were caught throwing shots at each other again last night on Twitter. So Nicki Minaj said, "When I told you don't take the bait, that's what I meant." And then she had posted a picture of Michael Jackson looking disgusted. And people were saying that that was a shot to Cardi B and Offset because, Offset has a tattoo of Michael Jackson. And Cardi B was saying that every time she goes to, give him some head, the Michael Jackson be staring at her. And he's doing this whole Michael Jackson rollout, which Cardi B also lied about. I think it was Tasha K who came to the internet and exposed that Offset was going to be doing a Michael Jackson rollout, and Cardi B was like, no, no, he's not. That's a lie. And then here he comes doing this Michael Jackson rollout. So that's the key. Nicki Minaj is
What was that accent?
that was my Cardi B accent.
Okay. Go ahead.
So Nicki Minaj is a key because look at Michael Jackson. And so Cardi B came out and was like, I don't speak dog ho. And Nicki Minaj, she posted this picture of the dollar and said had to. Now everybody was like, oh, what does the dollar mean? What does the dollar mean? So people were saying that the dollar was her throwing a dollar at Cardi B because Cardi B used to be a stripper. And also they started comparing Cardi B's face to George Washington's face because she in Bongo she said you could print my face on a dollar. So they were saying that she looked like George Washington. And so Cardi B came back out and said she got a real Helga Patiki,
Pataki, girl. Pataki.
She got a real Helga Pataki. And I think I speak for all of us when I say I'm tired of it. I am
Same. Let it go.
Yeah, I feel like Nicki Minaj is in an era where she wants to pop her shit because she did go through that hate train era where Cardi B definitely started stuff with her and then she got painted as the villain and all this other stuff, and Cardi B was on top for a few years. Now that Nicki Minaj is back on top, she's ready to pop her shit because motherfuckers was popping their shit on her when she was down bad. So I feel like if Nicki want to throw some shots. But I feel like if y'all both rappers, I don't want to see it on Twitter. I want to hear it in the music.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the track and call that bitch George Washington, period. That's what I want to hear.
Okay. Alexander Hamilton, somebody needs to be called out, okay? But all of this Twitter beefing, like, not y'all in y'all 30s and 40s and doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you too old to be acting like you in high school. Either y'all gonna link up and fight or let it go at this point.
Exactly. And I'm so sick of Cardi B using the word dog and monkey when it comes to Black women. Like I'm finna be so over her. Like I keep giving her music a chance. It's trash. I feel like you can only pop shit like that when your music is good behind it. Because people will forgive you if you putting out a good product, But for your music to be as trash as it is right now, you need to watch your motherfucking mouth. I don't like that shit at all. But then you go on here talking about, oh, rap is my culture. Rap is my culture. Rap is a Black person's culture. They let you in their culture. And this is how you feel about they women. Everybody monkey and dogs. Because what? They not Hispanic? But you trying your hardest to be Black. Like, girl, hang it up. Flat screen, period.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women who are Hispanic and want to be Black affiliated like to do that until it comes down to them being into it with a Black woman or a Black man. Now they monkeys and they dogs and they gorillas and they this and they that, and they true feelings come out, just like with Erica Mena. It's like, oh, not you like to be up in Black people business, but not for real. But yeah, she needs to hang it up. Like her music is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and if that's the case, then she needs to just not talk, And she keep calling people dog hoe. You was a hoe. You've called yourself a hoe several times. So what are you saying, really?
Exactly. Like, girl, you need to find some better comebacks. Like, is that the only thing that you could say? like I just don't get it. It's giving real racist undertones. Like I don't like that. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
say anything racist towards you, but when she called you enchilada, you was in your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's it for our hot topics. Now it's time to move on to the bop, a other day, a other day. What you got for your bop?
My bop of the day is Under the Influence by Chris Brown. That's always gonna be a great song to me, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Robitussin, a. I love that
Yeah,
song. My bop of the
me
day
too.
is gonna go to Rod Wave freestyle. I love Rod Wave in this song. I guess it was a freestyle, but he was like, "Run it up, eh, period, period, run it up, baby, run it up." So that's it for the bops. Check out Chris Brown Under the Influence and also check out Rod Wave Freestyle. Now, for what you watching, I just watched Bodies on Amazon Prime. It's not a movie that you have to pay for. It's free. And it was basically about a group of friends who get together. I'm gonna do a spoiler right here. So if you want to watch it, probably fast forward through this part or mute it or whatever you gotta do, but it's about some friends who go to a cabin together and one of their friends dies, and then they all start accusing each other and basically killing each other because they thought someone had killed their friend, but in the end he had killed his motherfucking self.
Girl.
It's a good movie. Well, I wouldn't say it's good. I don't know, if I had to rate it between 1 and 10, I would give it like probably like a 6 or a 7. Like the plot twist at the end was the best part of the movie. And I guess, trying to figure out who was the killer. But it doesn't have any replay value for me. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I wasn't mad while I watched it. What you watching, Brittany?
I'm watching The Shy. It's
Period.
been going on. I think this is season like, is it six? Either five or six. But basically, right now, everybody's just waiting to see what happens to this guy named Duda, because he
Mhm.
basically been like doing different stuff with different groups of like people, because everybody's connected but in different ways, like, oh, that's so and so's sister or that's so and so's classmate, blah blah blah. So he got his hand in a lot of pots, but he's like terrorizing all of them. And
Mm.
so we just kind of waiting to see how everybody gonna get him up out of there, because he gotta go.
Mm.
But yeah, I think as we get closer to the season finale, because I think it's episode 6 or 7 right now. We
Mhm.
just waiting to see how they gonna end up killing him and who gonna end up doing it.
How many
So yeah,
episodes does it usually have a season?
I think 10. So yeah, we get into the finish line.
Okay, so if y'all looking for something to watch, make sure you check out The Shy. Are they episodes an hour or 30 minutes?
An hour. It's on. Was it Showtime? It's on Showtime.
Okay, so if you're looking for something to watch, check out The Shy. She said they're on like season 6. It has 10 episodes a season. That's an hour long if you're looking for a new long show to get into. And that's it for our show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, join the conversation. See you next time.